zodiacal constellations, the 12 hours on a clock, that together they make 22. So those 22 autosomes in our DNA, our base chromosomes, are represented in Tarot as the 22 major arcana, or the 22 major mysteries or major archetypes. And 20, archetype 20, is called the Last Judgment and the Resurrection. And as you know, I think if we look at 2020 in review, we can kind of see that kind of happening, where it seems like there was some kind of judgment of some sort, and that now there's kind of, we're anticipating this resurrection, etc. And then 21, the archetype 21, which would be, it's actually the last of the major mysteries, because the reason that is because of the 22 major mysteries, the first one is numbered 0. So the last one is number 21. Oh. And that is the number 21 is the universe, and it's the planet Saturn. And what the universe, number 21, represents.
That's the.
Yeah, or it's called the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has many layers of meaning, but I think the most important layer of meaning is that it represents truth, ultimate truth, the truth of the universe. So we all have our own truths, and each human being has its own truth, his or her truth. But the universe has a truth, and that truth is causality, cause and effect. At least that's the way it works in the third dimension. And like for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so you can see from the 20 to the 21 going in from like this last judgment type of scenario, this resurrection, and then finally there's the realization of the ultimate truth. So yes, our own truth can also come up, and we have obviously the realization of our own life path and our own truth and our own absolute mission, etc. But also we come face to face with the ultimate truth of nature, of the universe.
Yeah, and because this because this is 21, you can actually, if I know some of the people at the temple, they will probably also be into tarot and love all that stuff. But it's literally, again, the numbers, they have a certain energy and presence. And if some of the people that have been on this road, spiritual road for a long time, if they look at the numbers from number 12 on, they will find a correlation to 2012, when for some people it is called the Hanged Man. And in 2012, for many people, they felt like turned upside down. Yeah, hello. And then 2013 was called Death Transformation. So something happened in your life that felt like a death, but it was sort of like a resurrection in the same time. And similar, we go to 14, 15, 16. If you look at these archetypes, it's really interesting how much your life will have depicted the energy, the frequency of the number. And again, judgment, like this year, coronavirus, we all understand. And Saturn, this is actually like the culmination of your past 9 years in a way. And Saturn people don't like Saturn, but Saturn is actually the one that gives super rewards at the end of the journey. So all the people that, like you also, that build or spend also the last months now building something new that depicts a culmination in the universe and stuff, it will also, it has a positive effect on it.
Yeah. And so, and further, Saturn 21 is the ancient Egyptian, modern Hebrew letter Tav, which is the Omega. So in Greek, it would be the letter Omega. And it also represents a sign, a mark, and an omen. So I know there's a lot of people talking about the mark, right? So if we think about the mark, there's the one mark that we've been talking about a lot is of the 144 key geometry. So in the Revelation in number 7, so the seventh Revelation, and number 7 is a reference to Venus and victory. It talks about that the 144,000 or the 144 key geometry, which is a spiritual, loving, beautiful branch of humanity, will be sealed on their foreheads. Obviously, it's not an actual seal, but it is a seal, but you can't see it. But it's a recognition point that the universe itself, nature, is doing. So that's another part of 2021, is that we're all loved and we're all selected, and we all end up becoming what we want to become in the end. But in this phase of the journey, the universe is selecting the secret branch, the branch of people that are going to lead humanity as a whole, the earth as a whole, into a new state of existence, a pure state of existence, a new heaven and a new earth. So it's funny that this pandemic kind of happened before the fact, and the pandemic really is a symptom of the third dimension in many levels, in that, you know, there was a time for oil, there was a time for eating meat, red meats, there was a time for eating fish, there was a time for using resources for this and that. But once you reach 6 billion, 7 billion, 8 billion, 9 billion humans, you have to drastically change the way that you are as a human organism. And so that's another thing that's coming up, is this great need for us to change. And we can't continue to, we lost more Amazonian rainforest in 2019 than we did the 3 years combined. And the reason that we lost it was 90% for agricultural lands, for cows, chickens, etc. We cannot continue to go on this pace. And that's where we get into nature's truth. Nature has a causality that she works with that really is very scientific. The pH of that ocean has to be perfect. The water temperatures have to be perfect for the coral reefs below to flourish and be colorful, and fish to dance and sway. There's a set of circumstances that has to be upheld for life to flourish. And that balance is offset right now. And so here comes the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Here comes the one who is the Alpha Omega, nature herself, coming to say, great change is happening and is needed, is going to continue to happen. And secondly, I, as a conscious living organism, Gaia, Sophia Cosmos, will choose my secret branch to lead a people.
Yes, it's really crazy if you read all these, like if you study all that stuff, and it's really like 2020 is the judgment. And a lot of people, we still don't know who gets that virus, who doesn't get it. Does it depend on your consciousness? I don't know. We don't know. But 21 really is connected to this Tav, and Tav is the mark. And the mark, if we read the Bible, it's really saying it's absolving people from the karmas. There will be some that basically get that mark and are absolved from whatever is happening. So we don't know, 21, maybe some people that are really trying to build a new world, a new vision, a new golden age, because Saturn is also the golden age, the return to the golden age, are maybe not getting that virus, or if they get it, they don't die, or who knows? We don't know. But it's really so interesting if we just look at these, like if we just study and look, it's not that we come up with something, we look at the stuff, and it's incredible.